Hello! I hope the wind is not all that bad because I'm filming this entire video outside. It's the day that it's supposed to go up and I hadn't had a chance to actually film this, and it's too nice to be inside, so you're getting an outdoor video today. I'm here with Emily Jane. There's the Metro bus. And we're gonna talk about 13 Reasons Why. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so we're gonna talk about 13 Reasons Why.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So,
Is it spoilers or no spoilers?
we'll try and keep it spoiler free as much as possible.
Yeah, okay.
But like, basically, if you hadn't read the book, you should probably go read the book. This is not a review of the book, this is a review of the show. I read the book quite a few years ago now, probably like going on 5 years, and I really enjoyed it. It was one of the books that kind of got me back into reading in my adult life. So I can't really review the show critically against the book because it's been so long. So this is mostly just my views of having read the book, kind of remembering what happens and what I think about it personally.
I think one thing to note about the book to the show, even though we're not comparing the two critically, is that the book takes place in like 2000, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Whereas the show implements like cell phone use, the internet, and stuff
It also
like that.
straight up says 2017.
Yeah.
So the show is taking place further on than, like, later in the, it's more current than the book is.
Yeah, it definitely deals with those more current issues that we have, like with never being away from technology.
Exactly.
And the problems that raises up.
Yeah, because
Not very directly, it's not about cyberbullying, it's about like bullying in
Well,
general, but
isn't there?
it includes it, but it's not like only about cyberbullying.
Yeah, no. Compared to what I remember from the book, it is pretty loyal. It does change a lot of things, but
For the better.
It is for the better. The show is completely well made. One of the things that they change is that you get more of the views of other people. So in the books, you're only getting Clay's point of view, which is understandable. In books, you normally only get like one point of view, or you only get a couple. But in a book like this, you're only going to get one point of view. But in the show, you're getting Clay's, who's the main character, but you're also getting Hannah's point of view. All the other reasons, all the other people who were involved.
Her parents,
Their point of view. Her parents, the person who has the second set of tapes. I don't think that's a spoiler. Either way, there's a second set of tapes. They are more involved. And then there's an extra character that's added named Jeff. And he is very important to the storyline. Because he's kind of like an extra person for Clay who's not in the books. But like,
yeah, they really add a lot
justice for Jeff, man.
Yeah, justice for Jeff. They add a lot of layers that wasn't there before, which was really nice to see, especially in long form television, like Netflix. The book is more like art. It feels more like a story, whereas when you're watching the show, it's not really entertaining, to be honest. It's really good. Definitely not for everybody though. It's not made to be critically analyzed in a way that you can in an English class. It's not made for your English class, is what I'm getting at. Whereas the book, you can draw parallels. There's probably like soliloquy or some bullshit like that. I don't know.
The show is very much created to kind of express what is wrong with society when it comes to certain things. Like,
American high school.
American high school talks about rape, suicide.
Yeah.
It's not really a spoiler. The main, like, Hannah kills herself.
Yeah,
okay.
So how about backtrack a little? Let's talk about what the story's about.
Okay, so the story is about this girl named Hannah who commits suicide, and she leaves these tapes behind with 13 reasons why she killed herself, and she gives them to this guy.
Spoilers.
Not really.
They don't until like episode 2. Spoilers. Spoilers are avoiding spoilers.
Okay, so somebody has the tapes, and another set is sent out to all the people, and it starts off with like the first person, the first reason why she killed herself.
Each tape is
and
one person.
Each tape is one person, but you have to listen to them all to find out where you are. And once you're finished listening to all the tapes, you pass them on to the next person. So Another thing that's changed in the show to movie or the show to book is Clay's tape number is much later on
Yeah.
than in the book. It's much earlier on in the book, but I get why they changed that to make the story flow a bit better.
Yeah, and it's not like it was like a huge important plot part that Clay had to be tape number like 8 or something. I think now he's spoilers. I was gonna comment on that,
but the show is really good, and it really doesn't hold back on a lot of certain things. There are scenes that there's one scene in particular that I couldn't personally watch. I had to fast forward it a little bit. There are scenes that I know other people aren't going to be able to watch, but they do a really good job with warning you on the episodes where these scenes are going to occur.
Yeah, definitely be ready to do some skipping.
Yeah.
And if you think you can tough it out, like, oh well, I can watch, it's not like that. It's not like a gory horror movie. It's not campy. It's, I want to say, well done in like a realistic kind of way, but it's not like a happy thing.
Yeah, no.
Like I know before, I guess this isn't really spoilers. They show the scene of Hannah's suicide, which is brutal in the way that it's real. Like, it's not gratuitous or anything, or
I can't really speak to it because that's actually the scene that I skipped. I could not physically, I tried to watch it, but I, like 2 seconds in, I was like, nope, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So I fast forwarded to...
I didn't think they were going to do it, honestly.
No.
Like I watch a lot of television.
It's not like...
It's not romantic.
No,
It's a teenager killing themselves.
Yes,
That's it.
It is not easy to watch.
No.
They do not hold back, especially with, like I said, some of the rape scenes. The best thing to do is there is a documentary called Beyond the Reasons on Netflix, and they really talk about why they did all of these things and why they didn't really hold back or make it look pretty as the media would like it to think, but because they wanted to tell an honest story. That's the thing. This is very, very honest, and it makes you think about what you do and what you say to other people and how it affects them.
And it really brings to light the permanence of the decision of suicide.
Yeah.
And how it affects people, because it all takes place after. And you get to see Hannah's mother, who's played by I don't remember the actress's name, but
I think her name is Sam Walsh. She plays
Derek's wife.
Derek's wife in Grey's Anatomy.
She does a beautiful job.
Oh my god,
honestly.
so well done.
Yeah.
I
do have one critique though. The way they handled mental health, I don't think they went all the way with that. Like, they never mentioned depression or anything like that. I know she goes to a counselor, and that's probably where she would get some kind of help.
But at the same time, her counselor wasn't the help that you'd think they were, and honestly, the depiction of her counselor really connected with me, because my guidance counselor in high school was pretty much the same thing. Didn't do anything for me. The teachers and the guidance counselors, they don't understand how to take care of someone, take care of a student who is dealing with mental illness. They aren't trained for that.
It should be, or at least a higher paying job, because it's very difficult to do that kind of work.
It's very taxing to have to listen to these stories and not 100% know how to help these kids.
Or good training, because like I said, with the book and the show, it's only 10 years difference, and there's so much different technology wise. So dealing with like cyberbullying for counselors who were trained even 5 years ago is probably more difficult. Not to like shit all over high school counselors. I'm sure there's really good ones out there.
I'm sure there really is, but
having bad ones is
it's not good.
It's not good at all.
The show is just really, really, really important, and if you're above the age of 13,
I think it's really subjective, because I know, like, I'm 20 and I had a hard time watching it.
True.
I'm still not recovered.
If you
honestly.
are a parent or a professional that deals with children or anybody who could have mental illness, so basically everyone, then you need to sit down and watch this. And if you have children of your own and you think that they can handle it, then you should sit down and watch it with them and have a conversation.
Or watch spoiler reviews. Because
yeah. And a lot of it
you'll miss out
is
on the
online.
Art, but the thing is that it's not really, it's not art in the sense of, it's like structured expression of feeling. And it's not exactly a preachy PSA either. It's
No.
a very interesting in the middle. And much praise to the producers on that one.
I would like to note that they also had psychologists on board with them
Yeah.
when they were writing the script and filming everything. So they're doing this properly.
Also, fun fact, that's not very fun. Suicide is the second leading cause of death in kids age, I think it's, let me get the numbers right, 15 to 22. And the thing about that is that as a psychology minor, your frontal lobe isn't really developed until your early 20s. So you're not really the solid person that you're going to be for the rest of your life until then. Your perception of things isn't going to be what it's going to be in a couple years' time, which is really alarming. Personality isn't set in stone until then. And I think that's one thing you can see with Hannah Baker. She makes that decision. She has a super bad day, and then she does it all of her tapes, and she says in the show, that's spoilers. Anyway, she makes this decision. She just has a bad day, has a bad encounter, and she's like, that's it. It won't get better. But I mean, she was what, 17?
It could have gotten better.
Exactly. And the signs were missed too, as well, because signs aren't really as
out there.
Out there. Like, you could just say, oh, that's just her personality because
Yeah.
her frontal lobe's developing.
She
It's
didn't, like, in the scene with her counselor, to give him some defense, she didn't really give him a whole lot.
Yeah, I found that scene very frustrating too, like from the counselor's perspective and also from her perspective, because
Yeah.
I could see they were missing each other's points.
Yes.
The second the counselor said one thing, I was like, oh no. No, and you know he didn't know. You know he didn't know.
For lack of a better word, he fucked it up.
He fucked up real good.
Yeah.
And I mean, Hannah, in her own right, also kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
With her emotions, but I mean, we're not gonna hold her to that.
Nope.
No, jeez.
It is really important.
It's a good show.
It's a good show.
Not for everybody.
Definitely at least check it out.
Yeah. If you don't think you can handle it, don't handle it.
Yeah, you can
Don't do
always
it, tap
start
out.
it, and there's 14 episodes. You can start it, and if you decide, nope, I'm not going to be able to do this, stop it, take some time, go for a jog, maybe ask if somebody else will watch it with you or something.
Watch spoiler reviews.
Yes. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thanks, Emily Jean, for
You're
helping me
welcome.
out with
You're
this.
welcome.
And we're going to go enjoy our walk. I will see you on Friday. Until then, you can check me out on Instagram and Twitter. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe.
You're
Bye.
a real YouTuber now, my God.